The ancient city of Rajagaha bustled with life. Merchants hawked wares. Children played in the streets. The air hummed with activity. This was the heart of the kingdom of Magadha, ruled by the wise king Bimbisara. But fate, as it often does, took a cruel turn. A devastating plague swept over Rajagaha like a dark cloud. Among the city's prosperous residents was a wealthy banker named Kumbhaghosaka. He lived a comfortable life with his wife and children. They wanted for nothing. Their home overflowed with riches, but the plague spared no one, not even the wealthy. Kumbhaghosaka watched in horror as his family succumbed to the disease. He was utterly helpless. One by one they fell ill and passed away. His beloved wife, his cherished children, all gone. His wealth, once a source of comfort, now mocked him. What use were riches when they couldn't save those he loved most? The plague ravaged Rajagaha, leaving behind a trail of death and despair. Kumbhaghosaka, utterly alone and heartbroken, decided to leave the city that held only painful memories. He resolved to venture into the unknown, seeking solace in the wilderness. With a heavy heart, Kumbhaghosaka packed a few essential belongings. He carefully hid his considerable wealth. He buried his gold and jewels deep within his empty house. He entrusted no one with his secret. Kumbhaghosaka knew that true wealth lay not in material possessions, but in resilience and resourcefulness. He journeyed for days until he reached a dense forest. The wilderness was a stark contrast to the life he once knew, but it offered a sanctuary, a place to grieve and heal. He lived off the land, surviving on fruits and roots. He learned to navigate the forest paths. He encountered wild animals and learned to coexist with them. Years turned into a decade. Still, Kumbhaghosaka remained in the forest. His grief gradually subsided. His resolve solidified. He had transformed from a wealthy banker to a resourceful and resilient survivor. He had faced his fears and emerged stronger. 12 long years had passed since the plague devastated Rajagaha. The city had slowly begun to heal. Life was returning to normalcy. One day, Kumbhaghosaka felt a stirring within him. The call of his former life, the life he had left behind, beckoned him. He decided to return to Rajagaha. The city he once knew seemed both familiar and strange. The streets he had walked as a wealthy man now teemed with unfamiliar faces. His old home stood, a silent reminder of his past life. Kumbhaghosaka knew that displaying his wealth would invite trouble. He had learned that material possessions could attract envy and greed. He chose a different path. He would approach his return with humility and caution. He decided to disguise himself as a poor potter. He exchanged his simple clothes for even humbler garb. He smeared dirt on his face and body. Kumbhaghosaka, the once wealthy banker, was now unrecognizable. He was ready to reclaim his life, but not in the way anyone expected. Kumbhaghosaka began selling his pots in the marketplace. He charged fair prices. He treated his customers with respect. His pots were well-made and sturdy. He quickly gained a reputation as an honest and skilled craftsman. One day, King Bimbisara, disguised as a commoner, visited the marketplace. The king often wandered among his people. He wanted to understand their lives and concerns. He stopped by Kumbhaghosaka's stall, intrigued by the humble potter. "Your pots are well made," the king remarked. "Thank you, kind sir," replied Kumbhaghosaka. The king noticed the potter's voice. It was refined, eloquent. It hinted at an upbringing far different from his current station. The king's curiosity was piqued. He decided to investigate further. That evening, back at the palace, the king couldn't shake off the encounter with the potter. The man's voice echoed in his mind. He shared his observations with his trusted maid. There is something about that potter, the king mused. His voice, his demeanor. He is not what he seems. Intrigued, the maid volunteered to investigate. She was a shrewd observer of human nature. She knew how to extract information without arousing suspicion. She approached Kumbhaghosaka the next day at the marketplace. "Excuse me, kind sir," she began. "I noticed your wares yesterday. You are a skilled potter, but you seem troubled. Is there anything I can do to help?" Kumbhaghosaka, caught off guard, hesitated. He had carefully maintained his facade, but the maid's kindness disarmed him. Section 6. Revelation and Recognition. Kumbhaghosaka, touched by the maid's genuine concern, decided to confide in her. He shared his story. He spoke of the plague, his lost family, his hidden wealth, and his return to Rajagaha. He held nothing back. The maid listened intently. She was moved by his tale of resilience and humility. She saw the goodness in his heart. She promised to help him reclaim his life. She returned to the palace and relayed Kumbhaghosaka's story to the king. King Bimbisara, known for his wisdom and justice, was deeply moved. He ordered his guards to bring Kumbhaghosaka to the palace. Kumbhaghosaka, apprehensive but resolute, stood before the king. The king smiled. "Rise, Kumbhaghosaka," he said. "I know who you are. Your story has touched my heart. You have shown great resilience, humility, and honesty." Section 7. Restoring a Legacy. Overwhelmed with emotion, Kumbhaghosaka revealed his true identity. He led the king's guards to his old house. He unearthed the hidden treasure. It remained untouched, just as he had left it 12 years ago. King Bimbisara, true to his word, restored Kumbhaghosaka's wealth and status. He returned his property and possessions. The people of Rajagaha, who had come to know him as the humble potter, were astonished. Despite his newfound fortune, Kumbhaghosaka remained unchanged. He remembered the lessons learned in the wilderness. He used his wealth to help the less fortunate. He became known for his generosity and compassion. Section 8. Seeking Enlightenment. One day, Kumbhaghosaka heard about a great teacher named Buddha. Intrigued, he decided to seek an audience. He traveled to the bamboo grove where the Buddha was teaching. The Buddha's words resonated deeply within him. He realized that true happiness lay not in material wealth, but in spiritual enlightenment. Kumbhaghosaka decided to devote his life to the Buddha's teachings. He renounced his wealth. He joined the Buddha's Sangha, the community of monks. He dedicated himself to meditation and the pursuit of wisdom. Kumbhaghosaka, the once wealthy banker, the resilient survivor, the humble potter, had found his true calling. Section 9. The Enduring Message. The tale of Kumbhaghosaka is a timeless reminder that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in the qualities of perseverance, humility, and honesty. It teaches us that even in the face of adversity, one can emerge stronger and wiser. Kumbhaghosaka's journey, from the depths of despair to the heights of enlightenment, serves as a beacon of hope and inspiration. It reminds us that true happiness comes from within, from cultivating inner peace and compassion.